Hello, my name is Theda Crutchfield, maiden name Ravenel, and I was born in Charleston, South Carolina, November 10th. I would have been born in Hawaii, but during the time my mother was 8.5 months pregnant, so they told her, with my father being in the military, she could not travel because I probably would have been born over an ocean and not in a particular place. I grew up on a military base in North Carolina. I lived on Camp Lejeune. I also lived in Havelock, Jacksonville, Cherry Point, different parts of North Carolina. We had to move. So um, during my stay on the base, we were sheltered from everything that was going on outside of the base. We were sheltered from all the segregation issues. Um, I didn't go through any of that as a child. Uh, we went to Sunday school, all races. I went to school. A lot of times I was the only black person in my class, period. Um, but we also had Asians, Vietnamese, Chinese, Japanese. We were all mixed with no segregation at all. And we all got along fine. And one thing I do remember in my elementary school time, the base that we lived on, our school, uh, the Marines would march by our window, and we would see them doing their marching drills, passing by our window. And also, we had to sing the Marine theme song along with the Pledge Allegiance and everything else. That was in elementary school. Got a little older, still on North Carolina. I did. Neil Armstrong came to our school, and he actually shook my hand. I, remember that because everyone was excited that the man who walked on the moon was coming through and shaking everyone's hand. I didn't really understand all about that until I got older and realized that, he did that. After that, my father retired. We moved to South Carolina. He built his home in James Island, and from there went to high school, part middle school, and then high school, and had a good time meeting friends in my neighborhood. But uh, it was a new subdivision, so we really didn't have anything going on James Island except for Folly Beach, in which, that was our hangout. I hang out on Folly Beach as a teenager, after school, on the weekends, whatever. Yeah, after graduating from high school, my best friend and I uh, couldn't get a really good job in Charleston because Charleston only wanted to put us in restaurants. So we decided, hey, we're not going to stay here. We're either going to go to Maryland or we're going to Atlanta. The first one that we could get a place, that's where we ended up going. And so we ended up in Atlanta, Chocolate City. And at that time, as soon as we landed in Atlanta, everyone was telling us about these jobs that were available. So of course, I got several jobs before I ended up at Rich's department store, which is turned into Macy's department store, and was promoted in many positions in that. I met a lot of people working at that company. All of the singers, like first it was Janet Jackson before she was big. She showed up there. I met her. Then it was like Usher and Nelly and Michael Vick and on, and I could go on and on and on. So it was really, really, really exciting. I ended up in marketing at the end. This is where I got Hank Aaron's sign ball and oh my gosh, the football player, the bus. his signature also, and took a picture with Michael Vick. But then after everything, the retire. Well, COVID came, and that's when everything shut down. So had to be, well, it was a forced retirement from the company for me. And now I am trying to enjoy the rest of my life. Also, I have two lovely kids. My oldest child is Delissa Crutchfield Ravenel. Her last name is Ravenel now. She was married at one point. They divorced, and she decided that she wanted to be a part of the Ravenel family with the Ravenel's last name. So her name is now Delissa Ravenel. I also have a son. His name is Bobby Lewis Crutchfield, and he's a junior. I just want to make sure I get my kids' name in this because I don't know if they're going to have kids, but we'll see. Yeah. All right. So, yes, being in marketing, I had to do a lot of traveling. So I did travel to, Sacramento was beautiful. I loved Sacramento. It was I really loved it. I also was in Arizona several times, and Arizona. From Arizona, we also went to St. Louis, Cincinnati. We wanted to always go to New York. We weren't able to travel to New York on business because it was so expensive. So New York was always out of the picture. Um, also, yes, Clearwater, Florida. I was there, and I stayed at a hotel that overlooked Tampa Bay. That was interesting, very interesting, also. Uh, let's see, where else did I go? Let's see, where else did I go? That was my travel. But right now, I'm traveling back and forth to Charleston more, and I'm able to right now travel to Connecticut to spend time with my family in Connecticut. Always wanted to do that. So at the time, right now, that is how I'm living my life. I am traveling. I'm going to places that I just really, really always wanted to go. I'm making that happen. That's going to be I'm doing my story right now. I'm going to start traveling and I want to go to Dubai. That's on my bucket list. uh, International travel also.